Okay, so mm, I'm going to show you a really weird thing. I just did another video on the same episode. It's called The Man Trap from Star Trek, the original series, okay? And this is the season 1, episode 2, The Man Trap. And one thing I noticed today by a strange synchronicity, um, I was looking into the 1973 horror flick called The Exorcist. And in The Exorcist, there was a demon. And in The Exorcist, the demon possessed a girl. Linda Blair was the actress. And I just went in looking a little bit about the history of this demon. And strangely, when I started looking at the beginning of the Man Trap, and they go down to the planet, and this is the planet with, there's an alien on this planet. Lo and behold, the statue that I'm going to show you here in a second looks just like the statue of the demon that possessed Linda Blair in The Exorcist. So, I just want to say, some people think that it's possible that we live on a flat earth with a dome, and there are people, genies, angels, demons, and that's about it. And if that is the case, then people say that extraterrestrials or aliens are most possibly angels or demons. So, how do you, or maybe genies, because, if you watched I Dream of Jeannie, the TV show with Barbara Eden, well, she was like a witch, she could, turn herself from being in a human form, and she could turn into just like kind of a smoky thing, and the smoky thing could, basically get inside of it was not really a magic lamp, but it was like a bottle of Chianti or something. Anyways, just so you know, this is just a strange thing that they put in to Star Trek. This little statue of the thing that looks just like the demon that possessed Linda Blair in a horror flick. And remember that Star Trek is science fiction. So, for whatever it's worth, I'm going to show you this a little bit.
Additional entry. Since our mission was routine, we had beamed down to the planet without suspicion. We were totally unaware that each member of the landing party was seeing a different woman.
Right there, that thing there.
Nancy Crater.
Right there.
Professor Crater, I'm Captain Kirk.
Okay, this is the statue that's here on this alien planet, and this thing looks like the picture that is on the internet of the demon that possesses Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Okay, this one is the Wikipedia, and this is called the Assyrian demon Pazuzu from the first millennium. It says BCE. So that's Pazuzu. And as you can see, that's what he looks like. And then on Star Trek, that's the little gizmo right there. And you see that they both have wings, and they're got like, okay, it's got a creature's head, and it's basically that kind of a thing. And that's Pazuzu there, alright? Okay, so I just made my point that for whatever reason, just a strange little coincidence that I was looking up The Exorcist. Okay. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you, if I can, some of the other things that I've been looking into. Okay, this is about George Bush and the Bush family, the Fourth Reich in the USA. The website is bibliotechpleiades.net. And basically, this website says that George Bush was actually, well, not a Bush at all, but was a German who was the son of a bodyguard of Adolf Hitler. Now, I know this is far-fetched, but you have to remember that President Bush that apparently just died, his father was Senator Prescott Bush, who was, according to documents on the internet, convicted of trading with the enemy, Nazi Germany. Now, the other really strange thing about the Bush family is the also really weird alternative theory behind Barbara Bush that says that she was the illegitimate daughter of the they called him the Great Beast, Aleister Crowley, who was an English magician. And, well, Crowley was known for a lot of things, and I don't know where we're going with that right now. Anyway, that is all I want to tell you, except that, well, Crowley, a lot of just weird things, you know, like how is it that Crowley's illegitimate daughter becomes the First Lady of the USA, and she marries a descendant of Adolf Hitler's Nazi bodyguard and the Bushes. The only weird thing is, you know, Prescott Bush was George H.W. Bush's father, trading with the Nazis. Truth is stranger than fiction. I hope you like my get-up. Returning to your regular scheduled programming. Okay, and then the other tab that I'm studying is World Truth TV, worldtruth.tv, and it's the untold story of the sinking of the Titanic. Basically, if you go there, they say that, well, a lot of the conspiracy theories lead way back, you know, and this was like, I think, 1912. And it was basically the Jesuits somehow had control of the captain of the Titanic, who had sailed across the Atlantic many, many, many times and knew that there were icebergs off Newfoundland. And he was ordered by the Jesuits, according to this website, to sink the Titanic, which means he had to go full speed into the area of all the icebergs. And the reason was it had to do with the great elite of the world, the filthy rich bankers of the world. They were having a little bit of a fight over the creation of the Federal Reserve Board in the United States. And some of the people that were going to take the Titanic were basically on the other side of the argument from the other banking families. And the other banking families pulled some strings and arranged for the Titanic to run into an iceberg with not enough lifeboats. And, you know, everyone knows all this whole story. But, you know, I just learned this idea that, and if you think about it, if a seasoned captain, the one that was captaining the Titanic, basically who knows there's icebergs there and should slow way down, but decides to go full throttle through there, and, you know, you can look to see that there were indeed very wealthy banking people on board the Titanic that went down. So, you know, the cabal people apparently are not beyond murdering people that they don't like. And this has been going on for a very long time. So, you know, what else? Well, it's just a high, strange thing. It's a very high, strange thing that, you know, that you can get a captain to go and sink the Titanic on purpose. There was something else. I gotta come back.
Okay, Pandar has come just to tell you a little bit more about the Titanic. Okay, so everyone knows that there's the Guggenheim Art Museum, and Guggenheim was the one who didn't want the Federal Reserve Board created in the United States at Jekyll Island. And the captain of the Titanic was a Jesuit. And the Black Pope, the head of the Jesuits, basically was in bed with Morgan. You know, Morgan was the banker that basically did Tesla in, who was going to give us all free energy and all kinds of treats. So, I'm sorry if you're Roman Catholic, but the Jesuits are really horrible people. They will murder people because they're in bed with the Illuminati, the cabal. Isn't that horrible? I know. It's really horrible. Let's see. Oh, and Pope Francis just so happens to be a Jesuit. So let's see. The Jesuits are running the Vatican, and if you're Catholic and you know you go to confession and you tell your confessions, well, this is how the Catholic Church learns all the dirty secrets of the world. You know, and they write them down, whatever you say, and then it goes in a file with your name on it. And then, if you're a big wheel industrial captain or something and they want you to do something, you've already told them all the horrible things you've done, so you're all set up for blackmail. These are supposed to be like God people. They're not God people. We all know that the priests go and rape children. It's horrible, but this is planet Earth, and it's really weird. But, I don't know what else to tell you except the people that run the planet. If it was Draco and I was a little person, I would be calling for their ouster. I would be going and I would be telling all my friends, oh, it's time that we got rid of all the banksters. We got cabal, and if they own the planet, it belongs to all the people. It doesn't belong to, like 1,000% of, not even, I don't know, it's a very slim number of people that own everything, and they make us all work as slaves. And they're murderous bastards. What's that all about? And they know that the president, no one wants to talk about, there's so many other things, but, really, horrible. It's almost too horrible to talk about. Anyway,
Okay, so if you want to reach nirvana, you have got to follow the path of spiritual enlightenment. If you want to be Tiger Woods, then you get an endorsement from Nike. So why is it that this goes on? Well, I follow David Wilcock a lot.